Hello, this is what I'm cooking now. This is uh, about the 10th day of lockdown here in northern Italy, and I'm cooking some fennel with milk, and then I'll be preparing pasta sauce with asparagus. You'll be seeing me about up to here because I can't just lift the camera because there's a cabinet, as you can see. So first of all, how to clean the fennel. I start by removing the tops, and I'm also selecting some of the fennel greens and the softer parts, which are excellent as food. I mean, not for rabbits. Then I'm removing the hard bottom here and slicing the fennel in half and removing the outer leaf, which is often damaged, and cutting the rest in half again, trimming off any extra, and these will go in the sink. So as for the greens, these are quite tough parts. You see they are dark green, but I'm slicing off some of these lighter green part, and also this part here, saving some of the greens, which are very flavorful. I'll do it with both fennels. So now for the asparagus pasta, what I have here is a garlic clove still in its casing and some prosciutto, and the asparagus are washing. So to clean up the garlic, as you can see, I'm only using one tiny clove for 3 people. I'm cutting off the root part, and then I'm lightly bashing it like this so that the casing just comes off quite easily. And I'll leave it there. I'm simply slicing my prosciutto, which is a cheapo store-bought, nothing special. And I'm dicing it up like this. Absolutely no problem. And I bash again the garlic and slice it up. So now how do I clean the asparagus? This is an asparagus spear, as you can see. I've already removed the hard bottom. I just break it off like this. Then sometimes I also clean up all of the tiny scales on the stalk. Sometimes I just ignore it depending on how I feel on that day. I've already cut up most of my asparagus. I have one left. So while I'm cleaning up this asparagus, I'm turning on the pan in which I've already placed the prosciutto. I simply slice the asparagus shaft like this. I usually do it 2 at a time or 3 at a time, depending on how big they are. And for the moment being, I leave the very head aside. Now, the pan is getting warmer and it's on high heat at the moment. I'm adding cheapo supermarket bought extra virgin olive oil. You may hear that the pan has started sizzling. Wooden spoon, just give it a stir, and while the prosciutto starts to crisp up a bit, I'm cutting the asparagus heads in 4 pieces and leaving them aside for the moment being. You see, 4 little quarters of asparagus head cut lengthwise. And now the pan is sizzling in earnest, and I just add the garlic, stir it in, this was already cut. And now, as you can smell the garlic, you just add the asparagus stalks, pinch of salt, and I'm using a mix of dried parsley and a little chili, just a hint, give it some flavor. And that's it. I'll just let it cook on for a couple of minutes and then add a little splash of water so that it simmers off completely. In the last 5 minutes, I'll be adding the head. Now I'm back to the fennel. This is one of the quarters that I cut before, and this is how I cut it up. I leave in this hard part because, honestly, I would take it out for a salad, not for cooking fennel. So I just slice my fennel about like this thick. So I slice it like this. When I have just this little piece, I lay it on the side and slice it a couple of times more. For the stalks that I told you to save, these are excellent, they are very flavorful, a bit harder. I just slice them somewhat more thin than the rest of the fennel. And I'll do this for all of the fennel that I have. Oh, meanwhile, it's time to add water to the pan. So I'll grab some water and just flush it in. A little stir. Obviously, if you would prefer to go vegetarian or vegan in this case, just skip the prosciutto. And I'm placing a lid while you'll be off. And this is breakfast. In my cow mug. I've heated the pan for the vegetables and I've added a little bit of butter, a good knob. The asparagus are off, they were ready. I just added the heads and left the lid on so that they steam and cook with the residual heat. All I have to do later is cook my pasta, about 70 grams per person. There are 3, so that's slightly over 200 grams. And when the pasta is very al dente, I'll drain it, reserving some of its cooking water, add the pasta water and the pasta in this pan, saute, add cheese if we want, and that's our first course. So I'm adding some more extra virgin, not much. That's it. Swirling the pan so that the bottom is all covered with fat. And I'm adding my fennel. Right. So now you're looking straight at the vegetable pan. I'm just letting it grab some heat. I'm adding some coarse sea salt. The reason I use sea salt is basically that in Italy it's plentiful and it's cheap. So I'm adding the salt. A little bit of freshly ground pepper. Just a pinch of MSG, which is not Italian traditional, but I like it. Just a teeny tiny amount for some color. may have noticed that I haven't tasted anything, and all cooks tell you to always taste everything. That's because we are not supposed to use the same tool for stirring in a communal pan and then put it in our mouth. So this is how I'm tasting my asparagus sauce. Here's the pan. As you can see, the lid doesn't really fit, but that's not a problem. I'm using this wooden spoon to pick up a couple pieces of asparagus, and I'm placing them in a teaspoon. That's good. Perfect. This will soon be used for pasta. I can reuse the teaspoon and I can reuse the wooden spoon. Meanwhile, my fennel is getting a little bit of color, and it's releasing its natural water. Yeah. So it's about time I add the final ingredient, that's the milk. And just a nice splash of milk all over the fennel. And lid on. I'll see you later when it's ready. With handheld camera, the fennel is almost ready. As you can see, the milk has coagulated. There's still some liquid. Now I'm leaving it with the lid off so that it drains out, and basically that's all. When it's tender enough to your taste and the liquid has mostly evaporated or almost all evaporated, you can add, if you want, a couple teaspoons of freshly grated Parmigiano Reggiano, and that's all. You're ready for lunch. And this will also be our side dish for tonight's dinner, when we will be having some chicken. Bye!